This is what we are talking about, experiment number 4. So in experiment number 4, we will work with queries which are going to deal with single row functions, which are going to work with single row functions. So in single row functions, we will work with aggregate operators, and thereby we will have partial tables, which are dynamic tables, which they give a quicker access than the table. So we call them as a views, we call it as a virtual table. View, we are going to call it as a virtual table. View, we are going to call it as a virtual table. So that virtual table, we will work in part of views here. So now you can see there are two tables what we are going to work it out. We have employee name, number, and age, salary, and department at this point of time. Then we are going to have another table called as a department table. Called as a department table. We have department number, name, and location. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields are there in an employee table. In department, we have department name, location. So these are the two tables, and thereby we make some insert operations. After making an insert operations, then we will start discussing the different types of usage of counts, etc. So this is the database what we take up. Okay, so we will move to our live SQL part. Then first of all, we will create the table. So now you can see this is the table to be created. So create table, department number, department name, not null, location, not null, and you can see here a key constraint is mentioned. What was the key constraint? Was there was a department number, and that department number, it is going to work out with the primary key. So I'm hitting on the run button. So already name was exists. So what we can do was we can make it as department number 1. So just see whether department number was also existing. We can modify it. So yeah, you can see that table was created. Then what I can do is I'm now working on this employee 1. So convert this to employee 1. So in this employee 1, so now we can create a table where employee 1 is having employee number. Employee number, it is going to be defined as a primary key here, and then there is a local variable which it is going to point out to this. The local variable was department number, and it is pointing out, it is referring out to to department number, which is already mentioned in the above table, department 1. So that is why we call it as a foreign key, and it is referencing to it. Therefore we are going to call this item as a referential key. So I'm hitting on the run button. So what was this telling? Name is already in use as an object. So what we can change it? So we can change it to employee only. Just see whether it is available, employee is available or not. So name is already taken up. So let me take employee number 2. So name is already taken up. So employee 2 is also taken up. So reference to department number, it is taken. So I will hit on number 3. Just see whether employee 3 is also there. Yeah, so now you can remember or you memorize. Now I am talking about department. The name of a department table was department 1, and the employee table what I created was department number, that is employee name number 3, that is table name. So now when we make an insert command, you should memorize that we have department 1 and employee 3 should be mentioned here. Because already in my previous database schemas, when I practice, maybe I have used the same names. Therefore, as the same names are there, so database is not allowing me to give the same name table. Okay, so that was the change we should observe. Now I am making a data manipulation language command, that is insert, where I take the department should be department number, name and location. It is 1 accounts Chennai, it is 4 production Nellore. So I'm hitting on the run button. So 4 happened. Then we need to have employee number, name and age. Compulsory condition was it should be greater than 20. So you should understand this. Age, there was a domain range check that it is greater than 20, and the salary was 5, so etc. So we are going to put this into the second set, that is employee 3 table. So I'm hitting on the run button. So insert operations are take up. So let us see whether the things happen properly or not. So this should happen in employee 3. So this is employee 3 Sunil's record and employee 3 Ramesh record. So select star from employee 3. Similarly, I want to understand what was in departments also. So department DPT1. Yeah. So this is the thing. So now you can check employee number, name, age, salary. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 records are going to be taken up. Sunil, Ramesh, Anil, or Ravi, Kiran and Varma. These are all arbitrary way of things. It is not either in an ascending or not in a descending. So it stores in an arbitrary way. Next one, we are having department 1, 2, 3, 4 insert operations we made. So expecting 4 to happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chennai, Bangalore, again Chennai and Nellore, it is there. Fine. Now let us work on the first aggregate function. What was the first aggregate function? The first aggregate function it was showing was count. So what is the definition of a count? Count operator is to count all the values in a column or count all records in a table. It is going to count all the values in a column or it is going to count all the records in a table. So we need to say that if I am going to give a wild card, how many number of employees are going to be there? All the number of rows are going to be taken up. But if I am going to say that department number, if there is a null value, then that null value is ignored and it is taken up. So if I am going to have a distinct here, then it says no duplicate values. If I am going to call here as a distinct here, then it says no duplicate values. So let us see how these 4 commands are going to work. So first one, it is going to tell up count of department numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. So let us see, we get the count here, select count of department number from employee. This is employee 3. So select from employee 3. 1 second. So now you can see here the employee 1, the department 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is the order you are going to see. And how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. So what is the answer we are going to expect? We should expect the answer as 6. So we should expect the answer as 6. So I'm hitting the run button. Now you can see the department number is 6. Next one. Select count distinct department numbers from employee. So distinct is that it is going to eliminate the duplicate. So are there any duplicate in the employee table? So just verify it. So we are going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 1, 2, it is going to be a repeated 2 times. So we should get only once and only 2 for once. So repetition should be unique. So for that we are expecting instead of 6 rows, we will be expecting 4 rows as an answer here. So how we are going to get it? So select count distinct department number. So we should expect 4 as our answer. Count distinct, then we are going to get this answer as 4. Next one, we are now propagating up with a subquery. We are now working in a nested query here. So the inner query is going to execute first. It is written after the operator. The results are taken up. These results are then propagated to the outer query. So this is what we say nested query concept. So select department number from department 1, where department name is equals to sales. So next one, select count of employee number from employee 3, where department number is equals to this much. So department number of sales, we are getting it from the subquery. So if it is sales, you can see department number is equals to 2. If it is sales, department number is equals to 2. So therefore, we will get this value 2. So select count employee number from employee 3, where department number is equals to 2. So department number is equals to 2. How many number of employees are working? So in department number 2, how many number of employees are working? So you can just see the select star command. You can get 106 as a one output, 102 as a second output. Whose record should come? Record should come from 106. Record should come from 102, because both of them, they are working in department number 2. This is the answer what we are going to expect. So I'm selecting the subquery first, and then I'm running this subquery. So now you can see that there are 2 records, right? That is the answer what we expected. Fine. So we are done with the first aggregate operator, that is count. Next comes the way we call it as a minimum. Next comes the minimum aggregate function. It is going to find the minimum value in a column, right? It is as simple as such. It is going to find the minimum value in a column. It is going to find the minimum value in a column. So what is the minimum in age? What is the minimum in age for the department number 1? And then we are working with some nested query to bring up these contents. Now let us move to the work area and thereby see how these records are going to be executed. So we are not working on employee table. We are working on employee 3 table, right? So for convenience, let us see we don't mesh up with the things. So yeah, so there are 6 records. There are 6 records in the employee table as of now. There are 6 records in the database as of now. Now what was the query? The query was find the minimum age. So of course age is 22, 56, 50, 40, 30 and 36. So now you can see you will be getting the minimum age as 30. And next one, select the minimum. Okay, first next one was select the minimum age from employee 3 database where department number is equals to 1. So in department number is equals to 1, we have 2 records. What are those 2 records? The 2 records are 105 and 102. So I should compare 42 and 50. So which one is the least? So in department number 1 only, it is going to ask me a question. So we should check that in department number 1 only. We should don't bother about the rest of the 4 records. We have to bother about the department name where it is occurring. It is occurring in 2 records. In those 2 records only we have to check. So in this 42 and 50 are only the 2 ages. So now I will be taking up the 42 part. Next one. Now we are working on a nested query here. So the inner query was telling up find the minimum age from employee 3. The minimum age was 30. The minimum age was 30, which is given to age. Now what is this 30 given to the outer nested query? It is going to tell select employee number, employee name from employee 3 where age is equals to 30. To whom age is equals to 30, it is going to take up. Then it is explaining, or it is going to deduct the employee number 103 Kiran's record will be displayed. Okay, fine. Now let us execute the 3 as of now. So minimum age we expect 30, minimum age, we are going to expect 30 as an answer. And for department number 1, there are two ages, 42 and 50. Again, we are expecting 42 as an answer. So now you can see this 42 as an answer. And here we are going to get the subquery output. That is the Kiran's record as discussed just before. So Kiran's record is going to be displayed. So this is all regarding the minimum function. So next operation was we need to understand regarding the maximum operation. So maximum operation, it is used to find the maximum value in a column. It is going to use the maximum operation in a column. So what was the maximum operation it is going to take up? So let us bring back the same table for convenience. So and then we are not working on employee, we are working on employee 3. So let us change the table name. If not, we'll be having a type mismatch errors, etc. So next, see how the table 3, how the employee 3 table was given. So yeah, so these are the 6 records what we have to talk now. So find the maximum age of an employee 3. So in this, which is the highest age? Ramesh, 56. That will be the answer here. We should get the answer as 56. Next one, select maximum age from employee 3 where department number is equals to 1. Department number is equals to 1. I have 42 and I have 50. So in this, maximum is only 50. That is the maximum age I am going to take up. Next one, what is the answer we need to get? Select max age. First, the inner query is going to execute. Select maximum age from employee 3. What is the maximum age? Maximum age was 56. So select employee number name from employee 3 where age is equals to 56. Now age is equals to 56. Then we should say Ramesh record. Ramesh record to be printed. So this is what we are going to expect the 3 queries when they are going to be executed. So this is the core database. From this database, now we are working on aggregate operations. In this aggregate operation, now we are working on a max function. So selecting the query, hitting on the run button to check whether the same output we are expecting. Yeah, we got 56. Next one. We are expecting 42 and 50. These two are the employees who are working in department 1. In this, maximum is 50. 50 should be displayed. So again, I am hitting on the run button. So you can see that maximum age was 50. Then we are now working on the subquery part. So in this subquery part, first the inner query is going to take up. It is taken up to the operator part, and operator it is going to pass the answer to the outer query. This is the order of execution of the nested query or subquery. So we can see that 106 Ramesh record was printed. So this is all regarding the max function. Okay, fine. So next one after max function, we have the salary function. So before we discuss, let us move to the theoretical part. So what is this theoretical part telling? So sum, it is going to be an operator. It is used to find the sum of all the values in a column. This was the definition. Sum is going to be an operator which it is going to find the sum of all the values in a column. This was the theory what we have to get, and this is a single row function, right? So let us change the table name for convenience. We should get employee 3 at this part. So select star from employee 3. We will first understand the answers, then we will get it, right? So select sum of salaries from employee number 3 database where department number is equals to 1. So what was the answer we expect? Sum of salary of employee 3 who works in department number 1. So department number 1 Sunil works, department number 1 Anil works. So 42 plus we should get 42 plus 50. So these two, they are going to work in department number 1. So answer was 42 plus 50. We should get 92 at this point. Next one, select sum of salary from employee 3. That means you should get 42 plus 56 plus 50 plus 40 plus 30 plus 36. However, the answer is that answer has to be displayed. Sorry, this is not sum of ages, it is sum of okay, this is sum of salary, then I can mark this as age, no problem. So this is also, I can mark this salary, so we are not making the value. So 30, 60,000, 45, 30, 25 and 40,000. So we get this as a salary. So now let us make a discussion on distinct. So distinct was, it is going to unify the things which eliminates the duplicates. After eliminating the duplicates, next the distinct is going to come into the picture. So 30,000 occurrence is 1. So I should get 30,000. Next, 60,000 occurrence is 1. Again, I should get 60,000. Then 45,000 is occurrence is 1. Again, I should get 1. 30,000 is repeated twice, right? 30,000 is going to be repeated twice. I shouldn't take it because already 30,000 is existing. So I am not going to take it because I am going to use a reserved word called as a distinct. It is going to take up unique. It is going to eliminate redundancy, duplicate values. So I should not take up distinct. Next one, 25. Its occurrence is for the first time. So it should take up for 25 here. 25K. 25,000. K stands for 1,000. 1,000 into 25, we call it as 25,000. Next one, we are going to call it as 40,000. So 40,000 is also there. So 40, I can make 40K. So K is what we call it as 1,000 here. So K, 1,000 into 40, we get 40,000. So that is the reason why I wrote K there. So let us hit the 3 queries and propagate the outputs. So I'm taking up sum of the ages for department number 1. We get the answer should be 92. Yeah, we got 92. Next one, it is going to make the sum of salaries of all the employees. So it is printing 2,30,000, right? It is going to print up 2,30,000 is going to be the answer. Okay, 2,30,000 is going to be the answer. Now let us see how distinct is going to bring up. So the 40,000, the 30,000 occurrence is going to be not there. So that is the reason why we are going to expect only 2 lakhs. That is the reason why we are expecting only 2 lakhs as the answer, right? So that 30,000 is repeated for the second time. So we eliminated null value. So we get 2 lakhs at the sum. So after that, we have another single row function that was that to an aggregate function, that is employee 3. So employee 3 and employee 3. So let us go to the theoretical part. So what was this average definition? It was telling average operator, it is going to find the average of the values in a column. So if that entire column, whatever values are there, those values, the average function is going to make it the things. So we have 3 queries on this average, so to execute. So now let us understand the average content. So yeah, we have 6 records as of now. 6 records as of now. So average salary from employee where department number is equals to 1. So what is the average salary of the employees who are working in department number 1? In department number 1, we have 105 working. In department number 5, we have another 101 working. Sunil and Anil are working. So that is 30,000 and 45,000. So you should get an average. So we should get 35K plus 45K. So whatever the answer it is, we will be getting the value here. Next one was the average salary average salary from employee. So we already got 2,30,000, right? We already got 2,30,000. That is 2,30,000. We already got divided by 6. Whatever the answer is, that we will be getting that value as an average. Next one, we discussed about distinct. Distinct, it is going to eliminate duplicates. 30,000 is repeating for 2 times. Only one instance is taken up. So earlier we are going to have 2 lakhs value. So 2 lakhs value divided by the distinct. So we will be getting, instead of 6 records, now we are going to estimate it only by the 5 records. So that is the difference why we are analyzing this query. So earlier, as there are 6 records, we made an average, but here we are going to use distinct operator. Now we should not divide by 6, we have to divide by 5. So now let us solve query by query, one after the other. So first one, we take an average, we get 37,500. Next, we are going to have 2,30,000 divided by 6. We get this answer as 38,333. Next, we are going to apply the distinct function, and thereby we are going to get the answer. So the average with the distinct salary, it was 40,000. So 20,000, 2 lakhs divided by 5. So obviously the answer was 40,000. So this is how we are working with the average functions. So in select command, we have clauses. In select command, we have clauses. What are these clauses? From clause, where by clause, group by clause, having by clause, order by clause. So select command is not independent. It is dependent on a from clause. It is dependent on a where clause. It is dependent on a group by clause. It is dependent on a having clause, and it is dependent on a order by clause. So group by clause is going to be used to apply the aggregate operators on groups. Group by clause is going to apply the group by operation on group. So what is grouping here? See, we made department number is equals to 1. That is one group, right? So I will just show you the entire database of employee 3, then you can get an idea. So department number 1 and department number 1, this is going to be a group. 105 and 101 is a group. Next one, department number 2 is repeated for 2 times. That means 106 and 102. These 2 items, they are going to be a group. So we are now grouping the things, and thereby if we are going to get an inferences, that it is going to be taken up with a group by class, and it is going to return 1 row per group. This is crucially a critical way to understand. Group by clause, it is going to return 1 row per group. So this is the key takeaway. For every group, it is going to record out only 1 row. So that was the importance or significance. We are going to work with the group by. Next one was, note, having and order by clauses are optional, and they are going to fit up some specific conditions. They are going to fit up some specific conditions towards the operation of the groups. So we can say here, having, it is fitting up some condition. Having, it is fitting up some condition. Similarly, where is also giving up some condition. So these are all propagated towards bringing up the groups. And one more interesting thing was, we can use one or more clauses. We can use one or more clauses, or we can ignore. So it is clauses are optional. Clauses, they are going to be taken up, or they are going to be worked in form of a optional way. So that is what regarding the group by clauses. Okay, so now we will migrate to the query what we need to execute. So here we are now working with the group by concepts. So in group by concepts, what we are going to take up was, we are now telling that select department number, sum of salary from employee 3, group by department number and order by department number. Fine. So now you can see that group by and order by both are going to be imposed at this point of time. So select department number and sum of salaries from employee 3, group by department number, order by department number. So first of all, we should group by department number, right? So that we are going to get 30,000 and 45,000 as a one group. So 30K and 40K, they are going to be one group. This is first simplification. Next, what is the second group? What is the second group? The second group was 60,000 and 30,000. These are going to be the another group. First group was 1 and 1, 30,000 and 45 for 30,000 and 45,000. We are going to bring this into one group, and 60,000 and 30,000 they are going to be taken up into another group, and we don't have any other groups. So directly we can write group 3 and group 4. So that is how we are taking up. Next one. Is the query complete? No. We still have another clause, order by department number. How the answer has to be displayed? Answer has to be displayed one after the other. First group, second group, third group, and fourth group. So we should get this as 75,000. We should get as 95,000. Then we should get the answer as 25,000. And finally, the fourth row should be 40,000. So let us hit on the command and see how this is going to give us the answers. Yeah, first one is 75,000, next one is 90,000, third group was 25,000, and fourth group was 40,000. Fine. Now, second one. What was the condition? We need to get department number. We need to get department number and we need to get sum of salaries from employee 3 where age is greater than 40 and they should be grouped by department number. First of all, we should understand the query to get the or to before hitting the run button. So hitting the run button, we should get these things. So what is this? Age is greater than 40. So whose age is greater than 40? That is Sunil's age is greater than 40, 105. Next one, Ramesh age is greater than 40. Then Anil's age is greater than 40. So we didn't give greater than or equals to. Therefore, Ravi's age, record number 102 will not be considered. Of course, by default, 30 and 46 we are not going to consider because they are not meeting. If I have given greater than or equals to, then Ravi would have been in. But now we have taken only greater than, so Ravi's record will not be taken up. So we should get 42, 56 and 50. So what is the things? So group by department number. Okay, group by department number in this 42 and 50. That is 105 and 101 to be grouped. Why? Because 30 and 45,000 they are going to be in the same department. So again the answer was in the first group we will get 30 and 45K because we made a group, and we should get the second group. That's all. Second group it is only just 60K, so nothing more than that, and that is the answer. So the condition where it has eliminated the 3 records. So I'm hitting on the run button. So we got 30K and 70 or 45K. We get this as 75K, and the second it is going to give it as 60,000. Fine. Next. Next one was select the department number and sum of salaries, that is 30, 45, whatever it is, from employee 3, the table name, this entire table name was employee 3, group by department number. There are two groups, 1, 1, 2, 2. This is group, and that is 30,000 and 45,000, 60,000 and 30,000. This will be grouped, and but 3 and 4 as follows. There are independents. Having department number is equals to 2. Okay, now still the query was still optimized, right? Further, the query is totally optimized. So we need to check only for department number is equals to 2. So I'm going to get department number 2 was 102 Ramesh 60,000. Then I'll be getting 102 Ravi 30,000. Only these two I'm going to get. So the answer what we can expect was it will be the second content, that is 60K and 90K. We will be getting 60 plus 30K. We will be expecting the 90K as an answer. So okay, I made an equal to operation here. Yeah. Okay, this is greater than. I didn't look into this. So this is what I'm going to get, 90K. If I'm going to make department is equals to 2. So check another query, it is greater than 2. Now check another query, it is given as greater than 2. So greater than 2, we get Kiran's record and we get Varma's record, 3 and 4, right? So we should be getting 3 and 4 as the answers. So that is department number 3 and department number 4. You will be getting the answers at this point of time. So hitting the run button. So now you can see department number 3 and department number 4 will be the answers. Okay, let us understand the another query which was given in the employee table. That too we need to check using having and group by options. Okay, so select department number and sum of salaries from employee 3, group by department. 1, 1 is a group, 2, 2 is a group. Having sum of salaries is greater than 50,000. Fine. 3 and 4 salaries are 25,000 and 40,000. So obviously we will not get 3 and 4, right? Next one. 30,000 and 45,000, it is 75,000 and it is greater than 50,000, we will get that record. Next we are going to say 60,000 and 30,000, 90,000 greater than 50,000. So we'll be getting these two records. So one we are going to get this 75,000, another we are going to get this as a 90,000. So this is how we taken up with the group by values. Next comes the definition parts regarding views. Views are nothing but they are going to be called as virtual tables. Views, they are going to be called as a virtual tables, and they can be a subset. They can be a subset of main table. They can be a subset of the main table. In a main table, if there are 10 records, I can get 5, right? In a main table, if I get 10 records, I can get 5. So why we are going to take up these contents? They are going to provide an excellent security, and for speed access, we are for different persons we will get different views. So that is the main intention why we are going to bring up the keys. So for I use select star from student, you take select EMP, select student ID from student. So for me, I need an entire database. For you, you need only the ID, only the partial database. So for everyone, the same table need to be answered, but it is a slice, it is a part of the table, we call it as a subset. So there the views are going to be focused. Okay, fine. So now how we are going to create a view? The syntax, you can see that there is a create followed by view name, and it is taken up as, and thereby we should understand this part was data manipulation language command. We will be getting the data manipulation language command, and when we say it is a view, it is going to use up the data definition language command. It is going to bring up the data definition language command. So these two are mimicked as this part of the query part. So the first part, it is DDL. The second part, it is DML. So this is what the focus of using the views. So we can use the query, we can use the views as we viewed the tables. Similarly, we can drop a table. Similarly, we can alter a table. The same model, we can drop the views also. Fine. So let us start working on view operations in the table here. So this is what we are talking about. So select star from employee 3. Now we get this 6 records, right? Now ready to start. Understand the query part. Create table, create view. The name of a view was senior employees. As what this view to be inputted? It should input the value which is brought from a select command. What select command is bringing? Select command is bringing the people whose age is greater than 45. Whose age is greater than 45? So I have 42, I have 56, I have 50, 40, 30 and 36. The people whose age is greater than 45, now you can see here 42 is there, that is for 105 record. Then I have 56th record, that is 106, that is Ramesh record, followed by the age is greater than 42, it is Anil's record, so I get 101. Then I am going to have this 40, that is Ravi's record, which I shouldn't consider. The reason why, because 40 is less than 45, 30 is less than 45, 36 is less than 45, so we are not taking up. So we fix up with the 3 records. So just to see whether the view was created or not. Yeah, now the first focus was I should use an employee 3. Then I'm hitting this. Yeah, view was created. So at the first point of time, you can see that view was created. Is the problem solved? No. We want to understand really whether the view was really taken up or not. So how can I do it? So I can just say select star from like this. So we have 56 and we have 40. So these 2 records, they are going to be greater than the query called as 45 age. So why this 105 is missing? Now this is the question. So 105 was 42, so we'll not get this value. So 105 was 42, which is less than 45, so it's a mistake here. So that is the reason why we got only 2 records. So we created a view, then we are seeing prompting what are the values which are stored in the view. Okay, fine. Next one, let us create one more view. The other view name was employee, sales employee. Okay, so understanding the query. Now we have the first, the DDL part, create view followed by sales employee, and then we are taking up the data manipulation language towards it. That is the select command we are going to take up from the employee 3, where department number is equals to some select department number from department 1, where department name is equals to some sales. So department number is equals to sales. So this is little bit quite interesting at this point of time. So select employee 3 from department number, where department name is equals to sales. So what we will do is we will first execute the subquery. See the order how we can take this up. So department number was 2. Now this entire complexity is resolved, right? The entire complexity is resolved. What is in the subquery? We have executed independently. So now what was the sales department number? That is 2. We are going to directly print at this point of time. So now what is our analysis? Our analysis was create view. Create view, that is sales employee, as select star from employee number, that is employee 3, where department is equals to 2. So select star from employee 3, where department is equals to 2. So we have 2 records. We can memorize because it is 6 variables, 6 entities only. So that is 106 and 102. We will be getting only the 2 records. So let us create this view. Now see whether the view was propagated. That is sales employees. Okay. So we have 2 records in the department 2. That is the reason why we get 106 and 105. Next one. The next operations are similar to this model. That is how we are going to drop a table. In the same way, we can drop a view. So drop view followed by the name of the view, and then you can see this senior employees. See, we will get an error as we have dropped. So let us see what will be the error if we say, that is select star from. We will get an error. Why we are going to get an error? Because we have already dropped it. So that is not, table or view is not going to exist. So this is all regarding the topics what we taken up as a part of this exercise. So we taken up department, we taken up employee, then we made an aggregate operations, we worked with count, we worked with minimum, we worked with maximum, we worked with sum operations, we worked with average operations. Then we started working in select command clauses, from clause, where clause, group by clause, order by clause, and having clause. Thereby we started working on views, creating of a views and operations of a view, and finally dropping of a view. So this is all the operations what we have taken up as an exercise part of this content. So that is experiment number 3, operation on all these operations. So we will save this session here. That is I think it is already taken up. experiment number 4. So this should be experiment number 4. It is unlisted right now, so that everyone will have a public access. So in future also. So I'm saving the session. Yeah. So new script, experiment number 4, it is taken up. So let us clear our work area. So we'll have one more experiment for today. So